There's this idea going around right now that women need to be more delicate, softer, more gentle. Hashtag living in my soft girl era. Honey, the reality of life is that it's not built for your soft girl era. In order to survive in today's world, you need to be just as ruthless as the men. In order to have any kind of success, you need to develop your masculine side. And that is exactly what boxing taught me. Look, you have to realize that in today's day and age, in order to be successful, you have to compete with the men. Men in boxing are sexist because they think it's a man's sport. Just like men in the workplace are sexist because they think it's a man's world. So if you learn how to deal with the sexism in boxing, which is a very violent sport, okay, you'll have no problem dealing with the sexism in the workplace. For example, when you box with a guy, okay, they either take it too easy on you or they take it too hard on you and they want you to quit. Then you have to deal with that adversity as a woman. Okay, so if you can deal with a guy punching you too hard and you can get through that, then you can literally get through anything. Look, when you get hit in the face, it builds a different type of confidence. So many people are afraid to speak their mind and say what they think. But when you're boxing, you fucking have to. There is no ifs, ands, or buts, or else you're gonna get knocked out or concussed or something. So it teaches you to speak up, and not only speak up with your words, but to speak up with your punches. You can be aggressive with that person. If you think they're hitting you too hard, you can hit them hard back, especially the men. And that teaches you so much confidence. I carry myself differently. You know, when I walk around or when I interact with people, I don't walk like that little shy girl that I used to be before. Okay, I walk with my shoulders back. I stand up straight. I have the attitude now when I walk around that nobody will fuck with me. Not even that I know that nobody will fuck with me, because you never know what's gonna happen, but I have the confidence to know that if anybody tries anything, I'm not gonna be helpless. I can deal with it. When somebody wants to fuck with somebody, like if someone wants to kidnap somebody or harm somebody or steal from somebody in any way, you know, those predators, they do not look for somebody that's confident, because they don't want those problems. They don't want to have to fight anybody, okay? Those predators, they want somebody that's easy to deal with. They want somebody that they can steal from them and they're not going to make an issue out of it because they're not confident enough to. Okay, they want somebody that they can push and that person will just fall down and not do anything. That's the type of person that predators go after. So if you do not want to be a victim, you have to act like you will not be a victim. And the only way to do that is to learn a physical sport like boxing. It's like saying that you don't even bother locking your front door because nobody should come to your house and steal. Okay, you still do lock your front door because you know there's a possibility that somebody will do that. So it's the same thing when you're going about your daily life. Okay, you can't just say that, oh, you're not going to work on your confidence, you're not going to work on yourself, you're not going to learn how to fight because nobody should come after you. Okay, because the reality is that people will come after you. So when they do, what are you going to do? Are you going to fall down and let them? Or are you going to learn how to defend yourself so that that person doesn't even come after you in the first place? And look, as a female, when you're trying to find a boyfriend, it's so much easier when you know how to fight, okay? Because then at least you know that if anything happens, that boy cannot take advantage of you. That's number one. And number two, even when you get a boyfriend, you don't need to rely on them to defend you. I had a boyfriend and this guy, he did not know how to fight. So I actually felt more confident than him. I actually taught him how to fight. Be careful, because when you know how to fight, it kind of does shrink your dating pool a little bit, because a lot of girls that know how to fight are not attracted to guys that don't know how to fight. But I like it when a guy doesn't know how to fight, because at least I have the upper hand then. It's also great to be able to beat up your boyfriend. Not only does boxing teach you the type of confidence that will make you stand so strong that no one will want to fuck with you, it also helps you develop discipline and mental toughness, okay? It will help in your ability to do hard shit. Like, for example, you know that pile of papers that's been sitting in your desk or your bedroom that you've been putting off going through for weeks? Or that task that you have in the back of your head that you know you have to do but just have been too lazy to do? Boxing helps you develop the discipline to do those things, okay? Because boxing itself is hard. Boxing is very, very hard, okay? You will go into the boxing class, you will sweat more than you ever thought you were capable of previously sweating in your life. You will work harder than you have ever worked in your life physically and mentally, because physically you're going to be doing a lot of things that's going to tire you and drain your body and your mind. And now your mind is going to have to push your body to get through those hard things, to finish the round, to knock that person out, all right, to beat the person up, to finish the sparring, to not just stand there and let yourself get beat up, but actually punch back. And if you can push yourself through those hard moments in a sport like boxing, then you can push yourself through those hard moments in life. There's so many times when I felt so depressed and I just wanted to let myself just give up and give in. But you know why I didn't? You know why? I could have fallen into depression so many times, but I didn't. Okay? It's because boxing taught me how fucking capable I am. Boxing taught me that even when I feel like I can't do something, it's just a feeling, because I know that I can do it. I know it's not the reality. I know that if I push myself, I can get it done. Boxing taught me that nothing is impossible. Impossible is nothing, like what Muhammad Ali said. If you put your mind to it, you can accomplish it 100%. Zero doubt. But look, boxing is not for everybody, because most people, they look for excuses. Most people, they say they want to do something, but in reality, they don't. They say they have a goal that they want to accomplish, but in reality, they don't want to do the work that it takes to accomplish that goal. But those few people that are willing to put themselves through that work in boxing and push through it, they're the same people that are going to do that type of work for themselves and their goals in life. Boxing itself doesn't make you accomplish great things, but it does give you an outlet so that if you do want to accomplish great things, you have boxing to practice with. You can practice the mental toughness and discipline with boxing and then apply that to the rest of your life. And mental toughness and discipline, it's not just about getting shit done. It's also emotional. It's also about how you feel, okay? Because in this life, so many people are gonna wrong you. So many things are gonna happen to you that make you feel like giving up, that make you just wanna lay down and drop dead. You're gonna be wronged by your friends. You're gonna be wronged in your relationship. You're gonna be wronged by your family. Not only people are gonna let you down, but things are gonna let you down. You never know what's gonna happen. Maybe you get into an accident and you total your car and you total the person in front of you. Or let's say, I don't know, you lose your house or you lose all your money. There's a fire in your house that burns everything down. How are you going to get yourself through that? When a situation like that happens, because trust me, a situation like that I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen, but I can tell you some bad shit is going to happen in your life. And then what are you going to do? If you have no experience pushing through anything, then when those bad things happen, you're not going to be able to push through them. And if you think tragedy isn't going to strike your life, then you must be a little kid watching this video or very naive, because you have no idea what life is about. Here's another thing, okay? Do you know why men are more successful in life than women? Because more men put themselves through these hard things than women do, okay? More men are in sports like boxing and MMA and Muay Thai. So more men have experience with mental toughness and discipline than women. Listen, girls, we cannot let the men get the upper hand. We cannot let boxing and MMA and Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu all be male-dominated sports, because they're getting the mental toughness and discipline benefits that we're not getting as women. If we want to be successful like men in any capacity, we have to put ourselves through the things that men put themselves through. Men see the benefits in sports like boxing and MMA and Muay Thai, when women, we're too soft to see the benefits. And if you do not learn mental toughness and mental hardship from something like boxing, then you're basically just as good as a little flower, okay, waiting for life to trample all over it. Boxing helps you become a lot less fragile. I cannot tell you how many times I broke down into tears while boxing, okay? I literally be sparring somebody and then start crying because my ego that day couldn't handle losing to that person, okay? For example, if I'm sparring with a guy that I thought I was better than, or a girl that I thought I was better than, and all of a sudden they start beating me up and I can't defend myself, I don't know what to do. Sometimes that has made me cry. Sometimes you spar with somebody and they talk shit to you. Like you're sparring and then they punch you and they're like, haha, I just hit you. What? You don't know how to defend yourself, or you can't take a punch, or here, why can't you hit me? These are guys that I'm sparring with, but they would put their hands behind their back and they'd be like, oh, hit me. And then it's like, oh, I can't hit them. They would talk shit. I would start crying. And there's been times after fights when I started crying because I lost. Okay? The thing about boxing, the thing about going into a fight and losing is that you're putting all of yourself in that ring. You cannot hide. All that work that you put in or you didn't put in, it's all gonna be shown. You cannot bullshit boxing in the same way that maybe you could bullshit a YouTube video or bullshit your job. Because when it comes down to it, you either trained more than that person that you're fighting or you didn't. You either put more work in than that person or you didn't. And it shows. It so clearly shows. Boxing taught me to literally get beat up in a ring in front of so many people, and I'd have to like take that, okay, and I would not always feel great about it, but it taught me to always come back the next day. Despite what happened the previous day, I would always still come back and still learn. It taught me that feelings are temporary because, yeah, you might be feeling really shitty about yourself that you lost a sparring match or a fight, but you can always work on yourself and come back and win. And I know maybe some of you watching are gonna laugh at me when I tell you that I cried during boxing and stuff like that, but trust me, if you guys also boxed, you would feel the same way too, okay? Boxers, they do have ego. Everybody has ego. Boxing teaches you to take away that ego, okay? Because it teaches you that somebody can always be better than you. Somebody can always beat you up. And it also teaches you hard work. Because if you do not want to get beat up by other people, you have to put in that work. All the beatings that I've taken in sparring, all the times that I cried because I got beat up, they always made me better. That feeling of devastation, of being sad that you just got beat up, that's your ego and your will saying, this is not it for me. Okay, I have a lot more that I can show. And then it makes you put in that work to show that you can do better. Every single time I got beat up, I always learned something from it. How can I improve on my technique? What can I do better? And I always got better. Every single time I saw a hole in my technique, I fixed it. Now it's a lot harder to beat me up than it was before. It teaches you to not be emotional about things. For example, when you do get beat up, and trust me, everybody does at some point, it teaches you to not take corrections so personally. A correction is just a correction. If you're doing something wrong, then it's just so simple, fix it. So many people these days, they get so upset about somebody else correcting them, and they do not want anybody to tell them that they're doing anything wrong. Okay, but boxing teaches you that that mentality has to go out the window, because not only does your coach tell you when you're doing something wrong, but literally your peers have to tell you, okay? Like the person that beat you up has to tell you why you got beat up, or the people watching have to tell you. So you have to get used to taking advice and corrections from everybody. It teaches you that constructive criticism is literally just that. Constructive criticism. You don't have to take it personally. You don't have to get upset when somebody tells you you're doing something wrong. And that's what you have to learn in life. All these lessons from boxing, they have to be extrapolated to your life. So when you're doing your own work or working on your own goals, you always have to know that there's always room for improvement. And literally, that is what boxing teaches you. It teaches you that you're always a white belt, that there's always something you have to work on. There's always something new to learn. And that's good in my opinion. It's good to be humble. You only grow when you go in the ring and you put everything on the table and you cannot hide behind bullshit or excuses or anything. That is what will truly motivate you to work on yourself. And I'm so grateful for all of my losses, because they not only taught me to push through and show up even when things were not going my way, but also because every single loss that I ever had made me more bulletproof. With every loss in the ring, I also lost an excuse in life. With every loss, I also became more real, and every woman needs to experience this, because every woman needs to experience growth. Now let's talk about this whole soft girl Pilates princess era trend. Girls, we are not doing that. Why do you want to be a Pilates princess? Because of the way they look? Don't you think that's vain? And boxing does make you look good. If you think that boxing is going to make you look like a jacked man, Trust me, it's not. There's a lot of female boxers that look hot as fuck. I'll put them on the screen right here. Alright? And trust me, they could beat you up, and they could also beat the average man up too. Because most average men have no idea how to fight or defend themselves. Boxer girlies look amazing. They look fit, they look strong, they look beautiful, and they look like they can actually use their muscle to do something useful. Because yeah, Pilates might make you look better. It might help you look more lean, develop that nice toned muscle. But what skill does Pilates teach you that you can actually use in your day-to-day life? Because boxing makes you look better, and it also helps you defend yourself. Boxing helps you look better, and it also makes you more confident. Boxing makes you look better, and it also makes you unfuckwithable. Does Pilates have all those extra benefits too? Or is it just that it makes you look good? And boxing is a lot harder workout than Pilates, so when you finish a boxing class, you will feel satisfied with yourself because you feel like you actually accomplished something. So you're actually getting a real workout in too. I know Pilates is like trending right now. I know Pilates is not just a workout, but it's also a community. It's a community for all those rich girlies to flaunt their wealth. Okay, it's a status symbol at this point. Going to a Pilates class is the same thing as owning one of those Stanley cups. It's the same thing as owning one of those Starbucks mugs. Going to a Pilates class is the same thing as wearing only Gymshark clothes. It's something people go to so they can take a picture of themselves there and post it to all of their friends. That's why it's a trend and not an actual workout. Look, we can make boxing a status symbol too. It's so easy to spend lots and lots of money on boxing. You can buy designer gloves, you can wear designer gym clothes like Box Rock. It's like the Gymshark for boxing. You can buy designer boxing shoes, designer headbands. We can make boxing designer and trendy and a status symbol just like Pilates. Only difference is it actually makes you strong and capable too. And that's sexy as fuck to a man. Do you know how many men find it hot when their girl can beat other girls up? They will literally dilute themselves into thinking that you would beat any other woman up just to be with them. That's a good one. Do you know how many men flirt with me and they're like, oh, I don't want to make you mad. I don't want to be beat up by you. I'm telling you, guys like it when girls know how to fight. They find it attractive. As a female boxer, when you build that confidence in yourself, you don't want to be with a guy that's going to be verbally abusive or neg you or say any mean comment to you in any capacity whatsoever. You just have way more confidence than to put up with that garbage. Boxing is about a lot more than just violence. It teaches you strength and competence. It teaches women how to stand under pressure. It teaches you how to lose without collapsing and actually how to come back stronger from a loss. Most importantly, it teaches you to stop lying to yourself because you cannot bullshit in a sport like boxing. You don't lose femininity from being strong. You lose it by being soft and fragile and calling that empowerment. And I'm not saying to totally lose your softness. I'm saying to know when to use your softness and when to use your masculine energy. But you cannot use masculine energy if you don't have any, if you have not developed it. Then you're just fragile. Women do not need to be softer. They need to be strong enough to choose softness but not be trapped in it.